I have been knitting and crocheting my own clothes for some time now, but for some reason, sewing my own clothes has been extremely intimidating for me. So today we're changing that. Welcome to Baby's First Sewing Blog. Hello and welcome to Knit Cheek. My name is Natalie and I am the cheek behind Knit Cheek, and I am normally here talking about the things that I am knitting, but today we're doing something a little bit different and we're going to try sewing our own garments. Throughout this vlog, I'm going to attempt to make 3 garments. And honestly, we're just gonna have to see how this goes because I am definitely a beginner sewist, so I can't promise you anything. I do have experience sewing. I have made a lot of quilts in the past, and I have made a couple of garments here or there. I actually did in high school make a couple of things, and then recently, maybe last year, I made a couple of pairs of sleep shorts. But other than that, I really haven't done much when it comes to sewing patterns. So this can go anyway. The 3 items I am attempting to make for this vlog are the Ninni Pants. By named clothing, these are an elastic pair of pants that are loose and flowy. I'm also going to attempt to make the estuary skirt by Sew Liberated, which is a A-line skirt with a button up front and a back elastic waistband. Lastly, I'm going to attempt to make the Songbird skirt, which is also by Sew Liberated, and that is a tiered skirt. It's got a total elastic waistband and then like tiers of fabric to create a flowy long skirt. I'm probably the most excited about that one, especially because of the fabric that I have picked out for it. All of the fabric that I purchased for these 3 projects are from Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. The first fabric that I have here is the cotton linen twill in the color ginger, and I bought 2 yards of this, and that is this brown, light brown color. These are going to be for the Ninni Pants. The next fabric that I have is another cotton linen twill, but in the color blue bonnet, and I bought 2.5 yards of this for the estuary skirt. This is the last and my favorite one. I bought this from Matchy Matchy. I don't think it was on sale, but I felt like it was a good price. And this is the little gingham stonewash cotton linen in the color cast blue, and I bought 3 yards of this. Today's the day that we are going to start this project because I have been putting it off for all sorts of reasons, mostly because I'm nervous about doing this. And today's the day. Today's the day we're going to actually start it because that's the hardest part, is just starting it. We're gonna start with the Ninni Pants. I have a box of ordered patterns that I had printed that I've never opened. I probably ordered this a 1.5 years ago. I also bought some trace paper so that I can cut out the pattern, so I don't have to cut out the actual pattern that I had printed, because that's what the internet told me to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I was a good girl. I purchased some muslin so that I could make a swatch basically for the sewing patterns. I'm going to do a muslin because the fabric from Matchy Matchy is gorgeous and it's expensive. So I wanna make sure that I like the products, and I just feel like it's a good idea. So we're gonna do it, even though I don't want to, and it's probably gonna put me way behind. You know what, I have time. You know what, I think I need the table. I think I need the craft table. I gotta pull it out. Cut 2 culottes. Culottes. 1, 2, 3. These lines are much harder to see. I have all of my tracing paper cut out, and my muslin has been ironed, and I'm ready to cut out the pieces, only to find out that the shearing scissors that I have are they just are not cutting fabric. They were old. I don't even know where they came from. I need to get a new pair. So I ordered some from Michael's for pickup. I'm also incredibly exhausted just from doing this. This was a lot.
Blue dude, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue too.
Good morning. It has been a couple of days and I'm back at it today. I'm trying to finish my Ninni colettes today, but you know, it's a lot. So I did make a muslin. Let me show you. I have a lot of things to say about making a muslin. Who is doing this and why? What are you doing with them? Because in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a muslin and then I'm gonna have a cute pair of peasant pants. The thing that really is turning me off about this is they're completely see-through. So these are unwearable. I thought maybe I would have some like gardening pants with this, but no, they're unwearable. So this room that I'm in currently is a very multifunctional room. We use it for exercising. I use it as a sewing space. And it is also a guest room, and we're having family over this weekend. So I really need to wrap this up today, maybe a little bit tomorrow, so that I can put all of this away. Like, this is a lot. Like, this room is such a mess. I really need to do a little bit of organizing. I have not really been inspired to do that because I am planning to move this room into my current bedroom, will be my new crafting space. And that'll be nice because I won't have to put things away all the time. I have cut out all of my pieces. I have cut out my interfacing. Hopefully I can do some actual sewing pretty soon, but I think I have a lot of prep work to do because, you know, sewing is a lot more than just sewing, is what I'm learning here. Let's get started.
Are you hound dog tired singing all night long? Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue dew, blue moon, been one or two since I ran into you. Do you need a picture? Well, I get so it's hard to take one when your iPhone's full. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue.
Okay, I have a pair of pants here and I've sewn the waistband on. I have finished the legs and now I need to sew the waistband down and then do the elastic and then hem the legs. But I am tired and I just accidentally ironed my seam ripper. And so now there's a bunch of plastic on my iron that I need to clean off. So I'm gonna take a break. We're done. Hi, I'm back. It's me. Welcome back. I finished my pants and I worked late last night to finish them. I have my trusty Milwaukee light in here that I brought in so that I could finish my pants, and I'm really, really happy with the way that they fit. Let me show you. Here are my pants, which Peaches has already laid on because why would she not? I'm gonna sew a label into these so I can tell what's the back, because it's actually very, very useful to do that because I'm checking them all the time. But here they are. They're a little wrinkly. There are so many aspects to this that are really obviously a beginner sewist, but I'm really happy with the overall pants. And I feel like when you wear them, like no one's going to be able to see, maybe they'll see that, but they're not going to be able to see a lot of the smaller details that are, in my opinion, a little bit of a novice or beginner example of a sewn garment. The fit is excellent. The only thing I would change about these is I think I would add a little bit to the hem. And I had this problem with both the muslin and the finished garment. When I cut out my pieces, for some reason, the front leg was like an inch longer than the back. And it was for both. And I double checked my trace paper onto the pattern and it was correct. So the only thing I can think of that happened is that I accidentally moved that pattern piece and cut one shorter or one longer. I think I cut it shorter because I feel like these could be a little bit longer. So much so that I was supposed to fold these over twice to do the hem, and I only folded them over once. And so now from certain angles, like if I'm like, you can see the seam on the inside. Let me see if I can show you some of my beginner detailing here. Probably my biggest oops is this. I accidentally poked a hole into the fabric when I was seam ripping. And I don't know how else I could have fixed that besides cut out a new piece, which I don't have enough fabric to do that. So I just kind of patched it with some thread and it looks awful, but I really don't know what to do. I sewed everything else normally, but there was a little hole there from when I was seam ripping the waistband because I hadn't caught the seam on this side. Other than that, there are some areas where my stitching in the ditching, the stitch in the ditch are not perfect and they kind of come out of it. This is probably the worst offender right here. Like, what in the world is that? You know, but from far away, is anyone going to be able to see that? Probs not. The pockets look very professional, right? Those look really good. I sewed these pants on my vintage 201 Singer that came from my great grandma, and I had just had it serviced, so it was sewing wonderfully. However, it is an old machine. It's very limited in what it can do. It basically sews straight and a little reverse. You can change the stitch width, but that's about it. So I had mentioned to my mom that I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to sew with knit fabrics. And I could not with this machine because it doesn't do a zigzag stitch. And I've been doing a little bit of research and they say that zigzag stitch is a lot better for knit fabrics because it's flexible. So what did she do? Let me tell you what she did. She ordered me a sewing machine. Guess who did not clean the room yesterday? That would be me. Last night, my memory card got full and I decided instead of cleaning the room that I would cast on a pair of socks, as one does. All of my plans for the weekend have shifted. I still need to clean this room, but not until this evening. And so obviously what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew until I'm too tired, because I have learned that sewing really exhausts me more than knitting could ever. So I'm gonna sew for as long as I can, and then I'm gonna shift. Well, first, actually, I need to wash my fabric. I'm gonna go with the gingham fabric and the Songbird skirt because it seems slightly easier to me than the estery skirt. I'm so excited. I don't know if you've been around for a while, you probably have heard me talk about my series that's gonna come up this year, hopefully. Life has been kind of crazy. I would really like to completely change the rooms in my house. I have 3 bedrooms right now. This room, our bedroom, and an office. So instead we're gonna have an office/guest room, a sewing/crafting room, and our bedroom. And I am so excited about that. The office/guest room will also become like the workout room. When I say workout, I mean we have a set of weights and a treadmill. So it's not like we're doing crazy things. Let's wash the fabric and then I will do the things. Let's do that.
Can't tell
Today's the day we're gonna set up my new sewing machine. I am ready to start sewing my skirt. It has been a while. It's been like over a week since I last was sewing and cutting and everything. To start my Songbird skirt, I need to bust out the sewing machine so that I can try it, number one, learn how to use it, and make sure that all the pieces are in there, I guess. Let's do that. That's the first thing we're doing today. Let's open it up. Looking a little raggedy here. It's been a day. I figured, you know what? I can get a little bit done today. So even if I set this thing up, wind up a bobbin, and like test it, that would be wonderful. All right, we're gonna give this box to Peaches. P, you want a box? I feel like everybody has the sewing machine right now. It's from Costco. It was like $200. Wow, woo, woo. Yep, plug it in the wall, use the foot. Got that. Setting up my new machine. So my family never came to stay, and that meant that I never cleaned this room, which is fine. Like, you know, I am going to get to it, I promise, but I really want to just start sewing. So that's what we're gonna do. I printed out the instructions. So when I was deciding which one to make next, I picked the Songbird skirt because it seemed easier than the estuary skirt. And I was humbled by the instructions. It is not easier. And in fact, I think I thought the first pattern that I did was so easy relatively because there was a sew along on YouTube, which I will link in the description. But the estuary skirt also has a sew along, but the Songbird skirt does not. Anyways, I cut out all my pieces. So today I'm going to cut out the interfacing and hopefully do the pockets, get that front piece done. Okay. So this is the right side. Okay, let's work on the pockets. So right now I need to cut out some interfacing and iron it onto my pocket pieces to start. Oh, they fold on each other like this. Yeah. Forgot to turn my iron on. I sewed the pockets backwards, so I need to seam rip this and redo it on the right side. I am working on my sewing today. It has been, again, a while since I last worked on my sewing, but the last time I was determined to get my top piece of my Songbird skirt finished, and I'm super excited. It's so cool. Look at this. I have that piece done, and then I have the middle piece done. And then I need to do the bottom piece and the elastic piece today. So that's my goal today. So that's the goal. I need to do the waistband and the bottom piece. I also need to figure out how to baste on my machine. I cannot figure out how to baste on my new machine. And that is something that I need to do to like gather the skirt before you sew it together. I do need to finish this though. I need to finish this because my mom is coming to stay with us this weekend because she is having her house fumigated for termites. So I actually need to follow through with like organizing and cleaning up this room. Okay, well, I am here after a couple hours. The hem for the skirt is done. This is the middle piece, not the bottom piece. This is the bottom piece, and it's huge, and the hem is now done. So that was one of my goals for today. My second goal was to get my waistband on, which I did that as well. So that is done. So now all I have to do is sew the 3 pieces together, which I have to do some basting first though to get them to like gather. And then I need to just do the elastic and then I will be done. So I feel like one more session, I'll be good. My camera battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna quit filming for right now and I'm gonna try to get to finish this just as soon as I can on another day. So I'll see you then.
Okay, good morning. So mistakes have been made. I'm surprised more have not been, honestly. But there's been a couple little ones, but this is so far probably one of the bigger ones that I've made. So off camera yesterday, I did a little basting so that I could do the gathering of my mid tier of the skirt. And then I realized when I basted it that my sewing machine was already set to the basting setting. So that means that some of the seams that I did were on the basting setting, and I don't know how many of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over my seams that I've already pressed and just go over them because these are pretty loose. I don't know, maybe I'm being dramatic. I think I'm just gonna go over these 2 side seams. I'm not gonna stress about the stitching in the ditch that I did. I think I did that basting mode too. The thing is the basting on my machine is not very tight. Like it's not very loose. Like the basting I can do on my Singer is extremely loose. I am going to try to do that and then maybe that's probably it. That's probably all I'm gonna do this morning. We need to leave. We are going out to San Clemente today. I would really like to just sew, but I can't. Also, I just woke up, so that's what this is about.
Crisis averted. Welcome to Act 3 of the sewing vlog. We are at the crux. We are at the climax. We are at the part where there is drama. I'm being a little bit dramatic, but the plan was that I was going to make the estuary skirt with the blue bonnet color, but I don't know, I had like a thought, like a memory about trying on a skirt like this and it not fitting my body type. I was mulling that over and I was like, okay, I should make a muslin. So I did make a muslin for the estuary skirt and it did not look good on me. I may have made a too small size. I'm pear-shaped. I have like a little bit of a tummy, like a spare tire. I don't know. It just didn't look good. It kind of made me look like a toddler or like really frumpy or like I was wearing a diaper, like a full diaper. Yeah, so I decided to pivot here because although I do love this skirt and like I bought it and paid to have it printed, which like, why did I do that? I don't know, but I don't think it's ever gonna look good on my body type. We're pivoting and now I am making what are these called? The Chanterelle pants by Sew Liberated. Sew Liberated so far has been really great, in my opinion, for like beginning sewists for patterns. There aren't as many like sew along videos as I thought there would be for some of these projects, but that's okay because I'm getting the hang of this. So I did make a size 12 muslin for the Chanterelle pants and I liked the way that they fit. So I think we're good. They're more fitted pants than I'm used to. I usually wear like really flowy pants or like jeans on the 4 times a year that I wear jeans. These are a little bit more fitted, so I like them. But yeah, I'm making the size 12 in like regular pants that I buy from the store. I'm usually like a 27 or a 28. Like a 4 sometimes, but mostly a 6. But in these I'm a 12, so good thing I made a muslin because that's not what I would have guessed. I obviously made both of these muslins off camera. I don't know why I did that. I just was not in the mood for filming. And then I also cut all the pieces out for my Chanterelle pants off of camera as well. And that was just because I didn't feel like filming. I would really like to finish these today. I would like this vlog to be over because I have discovered with this new hobby of sewing, I'm a lot better at buying fabric than I am at sewing the things like in a timely manner. Like I really do love sewing. I think about doing it all the time and I want to do it every day, but I don't have the time for it, unfortunately. Most of the days, I'll have to see if you guys like this and then I could keep making more sewing vlogs. Hopefully they'll get better. Hopefully they'll be more streamlined. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, let's get started. I'm really hoping I can finish these today. That's probably a bit ambitious, but I think like as long as we're close, that would be great. I'm gonna get up though. I'm gonna get up though. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I am working on my pocket facings. So I have my little facing pieces with their, what is this called? Interfacing. And then I have my pockets. So I'm gonna sew these together and then fold them over to give myself like a thick, nice pocket edge. So I'm gonna go sew these. Okay, I just spent the last hour making my 2 pockets that are gonna go on top of my pants. Like you sew them like on the top of them. For some reason, one of them came out way smaller. So I have to redo this, which was like a lot of steps. I gotta cut it out. I had to cut out 2 pieces, cut out the interfacing, put the interfacing on there. I gotta sew a bunch and then I gotta fold it over. This is taking longer than I expected, which like who would have thought? Definitely me. I definitely could have seen that coming. So let me just try to redo a pocket. The back pockets too also seem kind of complicated. So yay for that. Let's get started on that remake of this pocket and try to get these pants done. Okay, so it's the next day. And this morning I woke up and I did a bit of sewing. I went to work, and then ever since I've been home, I have been working on these. I feel like I've been working on these for a long time. I sewed the legs together, I sewed the inseam, and I've done the waistband. I now just need to do the top stitching on the waistband and then add the cuffs. The fit is pretty good. They're really adorable. They are a smidge tight in the tush, but other than that, they fit really, really good and they're really cute. I'm tired. It's 6:30. But I'm gonna push through for as long as I can. I'm gonna do the top stitching on this, and then I have to read the instructions on how to add the cuffs for the hem. We're gonna see how far I can get. Pete, what are you doing over there? So last night I finished my Chanterelle pants. Actually, that's a lie. I finished them this morning. I almost finished last night, but I had to rip out one of the cuffs. It just wasn't working. So I had to redo it this morning, and I'm really glad that I did that because I was getting like frustrated last night. So it was much easier to just sleep and then do it in the morning. So those are done. All 3 of my projects are done, which means that this video is wrapping up. So I think that it's time for a little try on.
Signal in a dream. Silver dollar sinking down, and dizzy lightness in between. I found you just like an open window inside a new shade of green.
That concludes my sewing vlog. I had a lot of fun making all of these projects, and I have a lot more fabric coming. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. That way I know that you enjoyed this type of content, and I will continue to make it. Let me know in the comments if there's any sewing patterns I should add to my to sew list, because like I said, I have a lot of fabric coming, and so I could use some ideas. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.